Welcome to the Black Art Matters Festival. My name is Zoe Akoto. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a senior here at Amherst College, and I'm the student lead organizer for the Black Art Matters Festival. It's so exciting and so great to have so many people here. I'm currently coming to you from the Mead Art Museum in the Rotherwas room. And just to let folks know, we're going to be recording this program. So feel free to have your camera on or off, but just to let you know that this will be going online. And everyone's mic will be muted throughout the show, but feel free to converse and show some love and support for all of our artists through the chat function. And also feel free to show up for this event in our program tonight, wherever and however you want and whatever feels right for you right now. If you want to like get a snack, do some laundry, if you have some plants or pets or anything to take care of, definitely do that. A part of this virtual event is to allow folks to really and bring folks really into the Mead, despite the circumstances that we're all in right now. But having it be virtual, you're also bringing us into your space. So definitely show up however feels good for you. So before I hand it over to our MCs and get the main program going, I wanted to do some acknowledgements, some much needed and much deserved thank yous for all the people that helped bring this program together, and also share a brief history about the program and about the festival. So first of all, thank you to all of you for being here and showing support for Black Art Matters and for all of our Black artists on campus. A major thank you goes out to the BAM planning team. That includes Danielle Amadeo at the Mead Art Museum, Ebony Rafus Brenning at the MRC, the Multicultural Resource Center, Gussie Weiss, the social media team with the Mead, and Ellen Mutter at the Arts at Amherst Initiative. Another thank you to the Amherst College Communications team. That's Stephanie Ramirez, Maria Stenzel, Caroline Hanna, Catherine Duke, and Willa Jarnigan. The Mead staff, David Little, Tim Gilfillan, Olivia Fayal, Eileen Smith, Emily Potter and Jai, Lisa Crossman, Shayla Flaherty-Jones, and of course the Mead interns and student museum educators, Blina Hadju and Luke Williamson. A shout out to the museum security team as well for helping us organize and get things together here on location for the gallery and for our showcase for you tonight. And a shout out to alumni and parent programs, specifically Ifer Talibi and Carol Alman Morton. Another big special thanks to the Mead, the Multicultural Resource Center, and the Arts at Amherst Initiative for funding this event. And finally, last but absolutely not least, a big thank you to all of our artists and our MCs who you'll be meeting shortly. This event is literally nothing without them, so thank you for sharing your time and your talents with us. So I first started BAM 4 years ago because I looked around Amherst campus and didn't see any spaces or opportunities for the artistic talents and creativity of our Black students to be seen or recognized. And this is an institutional problem, but it's not one that's unique to Amherst. The lack of Black representation in museums and art institutions exists nationwide, even globally, and that goes for the people whose work hangs on the walls and the people whose work it is to put them there. That's why it's so amazing to have had the annual support of the Mead and putting on this festival, and why it's so amazing to have the visual art of our on-campus students professionally like hung up and framed in this gallery. BAM has really become an essential program on this campus for students to showcase their work, and I'm really proud of the way this event has grown throughout the years. This festival is just a small step in the right direction to provide young Black artists with the platform that they need to be celebrated and affirmed, not only by their peers, but by the community at large. And you are all a part of that. So thank you again for being here to show your support. And I really hope you enjoy tonight's program. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our MCs, Melody and Eve.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Zoe, for that introduction. Good evening to everybody. And thank you so much for being here today with us. My co host and I are broadcasting from the Roder Ross Room in the Mead Art Museum, and we appreciate your willingness to engage in Black art and support Black artists on the Amherst campus. My name is Melody Dodu. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm a senior LGST major from Accra, Ghana.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eve Dumhetto. I'm also a senior at Amherst College. I'm a political science and Spanish double major. But more importantly, I'm the co-host of tonight's event, and we're super excited to have an affirmation and celebration of Black art and student creators tonight. Tonight, we're going to showcase a lot of Black talent, and I wanted to reiterate something that Zoe said, which is to feel free to use the chat function to acknowledge and connect with some of the amazing artists that we're going to showcase in tonight's event. It's courageous to put yourself out there, and I really think that should be rewarded.
All right. Oh, you guys hear me okay? All right, so we'll be starting off the night with Lauren Bell, who is in the class of 2022. Lauren is a psychology major and a visual artist who will be presenting us with her piece. And her artwork pulls on her courses at Amherst in art, psychology, and Black studies.
Okay, so hello everyone. As our lovely MCs just said, my name is Lauren. I am a junior psychology and art major. So I'm just gonna share my screen and show my work. Okay, let's see. Okay, can everyone see that? Cool. Okay, so this is a recent work I made entitled Enneagon, meaning a 9-sided figure. I created this as a semester-long independent project in Professor Sweeney's Advanced Studio Seminar course during fall 2020. So from September through November of 2020, I added a new self-portrait to the piece each week for 9 weeks straight. I drew myself based on the current life events at the time. It eventually grew into this triptych or 3-panel creation. So some of my inspirations besides myself, obviously, one portrait references Anthony Bourdain. Let's see if I can zoom in here. So before he passed away, he got a traditional Japanese arm tattoo of a chrysanthemum. This centermost portrait references a spontaneous road trip my current partner and I made to the Gaslamp District in San Diego 3 weeks after we met each other. That was one of the happiest moments in my life. That happened in October. Overall, going from the right side to the left, the drawing kind of shows a transition from happiness to a relapse in depression, which I'm very open about in my artwork and in life in general. These floating heads, they represent demonic versions of myself. They were threatening the sabotage I'd felt up until that point. Eventually, I became a spectator to my own self-destruction. That's shown in the portrait of me holding binoculars. And the last addition I made was the dissected yin-yang symbol on either side of the piece. That's just signifying the balance of good and bad throughout the semester and in life in general. There are far more details to explain than I have time for, but I think I've shared the paramount points so far. I also created a condensed visual of how the drawing developed over the semester. Let's see if I can switch my screen. Can you guys see that? No? Let's see. Let me stop share and start again. Can you see it now? Cool, okay. Yeah, so I have them numbered from 1 through 7. Yeah, so that's just a better visual for you guys. I'll leave it so you can take a look. And I also wanted to share my contact info for any inquiries. So I'll stop share and start again. Oops, that is not the right screen. Why is it doing that? Can you see it? Cool, okay. Yeah, so that's my contact info. That's the story behind my work. So to conclude, I really loved creating this piece. I think it'll be significant to me for the rest of my life. So I want to thank you all for allowing me to share it with you. Yeah, that's all for me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lauren. That was incredible. I think learning about the details in your work is something that we're all going to remember for a long time because it just makes it so much more intricate and we appreciate it that much more. Next, we have Zora Duncan, who is a sophomore and visual artist from Amherst. I first met her in Summerbridge, and to see the impact she's already making in the art community here is incredible. She's going to speak to us a bit more about how she's grown as an artist at Amherst and what resources have helped her to do that, but also more importantly about the amazing art piece that she submitted for tonight's showcase.
My wife is going in and out. Hello. Can everybody hear me now? Hello? Sorry. My Wi-Fi was just going in and out. Like said, my name is Zora Duncan. I am a second-year sophomore at Amherst College. I mainly work with visual art. So like I said, I usually work in mediums are oil pastel, pencil, and marker, with most of my work being done on paper or board. So what you see in front of you right now is something I called 432 hertz, just because that's like one of the healing frequencies like of the universe. And I thought that was this charcoal and oil pastel on newsprint. And I submitted a couple things. Next, we have Stream of Consciousness, which is pen, paint, oil pastel, all on paper. I thought this one was important because I draw inspiration from everyday life. Everything that I produce is simply like an amalgamation of just things that have caught my eye over the course of the project, and some are more literal about that than others. Commissions are like this to a lesser extent because I'm usually working within someone else's guidelines, but the vision remains my own. And in this way, all of my art pieces are just kind of journals for me to express whatever I'm feeling at the time. Next we have, this is called NDA. This is just a portrait of a friend of mine with kind of cloth in the background coming forward to tie her hands. So most of the art I create is for myself, or like gifts for the people that have like inspired me or added to the piece in some way. Like for example, I gave this to my friend Amber once I was done. And so I think in that way, my identity is really central to my art because it's born of the interactions that I have with other people, and the interactions that I have are defined by who I am and who I choose to surround myself by and who chooses to come to me. This was just called Angels. This one was actually inspired by over the summer, like I found out that some versions of angels are depicted as just giants and fire, and it's just this is another version of angels. This one's just oil pastel, marker, and paint all on paper. This is oil pastel and marker on paper. And then this final one, my favorite, is probably it's probably my favorite, also called Journal, and it's just used with, it was made using pen, marker, and paint. And I think it was over the course of a month or two when I was going through like one of the hardest periods of like quarantine for myself. Just every once in a while I would come back and write something word and I needed to get it down, or like just saw something. It was just like, it's a very like a period of time where I wasn't doing much else besides like every once in a while coming back and referencing this art. So one person that I'm really inspired by in my art is like freshman year, I had a painting class and my teacher said to me that the pursuit of reality for the sake of reality isn't really worth it. And it's what you take from your study and then manipulate to your pleasure in your art. So I feel like that with what I do, and like, but it's more so my interpretation of lives and things like that that I do are just for the sake of like learning something new about everything that surrounds me. Thank you for looking at my art. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now.
All right, thank you so much, Zora. Everybody's impressed. Like, I'm sure everyone's just as impressed as I am. It was so amazing, and it was so great to see you melding turquoise and pastels with healing and your personal inspiration. Next, we're going to have Jonathan Paul and Maya Roberts, both international students from Trinidad and Tobago. And Home has inspired and continues to inspire their work as performers. They'll be covering Chloe and Hallie's song, Cool People, and we're excited to view their electric performance.
Hi, everyone. So this was something that Jonathan and I worked on over the quarantine. We were actually at Amherst over the summer and like throughout most of the year last year while everything with COVID was happening. And something that we did to cope was to create music together. So he plays the saxophone and I sing. And we've both kind of grown up in Trinidad around very musical families, and like both of our families like perform in bands and all these things, and we've kind of been interconnected in that way. So it was fun for us to kind of figure out to like meld voice and sax and see the ways in which we could harmonize together, and the ways that the sax could sound like a voice and the ways my voice could sound like an instrument, and we can kind of meld those two together. So we just had a lot of fun with it, and we did a few songs, but the one that we decided to do a video for Harlem Ren in, I think it was October, was a song by Chloe and Hallie called Cool People, as Melody said, because we really enjoy their work and they're really great Black artists that we've both been listening to for a lot of many years. And so this is what we did, and we hope that you guys enjoy, and please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and check us out on Instagram, because we are planning on doing a lot more this semester. So yeah, hope you enjoy.
was, the voice, the outfits. I mean, it looked like a music video on the Amherst College campus. That was incredible. Thank you guys so much for sharing that. And I definitely want the link because I want to listen to it again myself. So after this performance, we have another amazing artist coming up. His name's Paul Jackson, and he's going to share some details of this incredible painting that he has. It's influenced by parts of his identity. And I also think it's interesting that in his creative process, he also utilized a lot of digital artistic tools. So maybe he'll talk a little bit about that. We're really excited to hear more about what's captured in this painting.
Thank you for the nice introduction. I would also like to shoot a special thanks to my family. I see my family in the Zoom right now. I really appreciate you guys. Would never be able to do anything that I am able to do without you guys. So yes, I will share my piece. This piece is called 27 Club. The name is really inspired by the famous artist Basquiat, and a lot of his style and a lot of the themes behind what he does. He passed away when he was 27, like a lot of famous and influential people have in the past, which is really, really sad. So it's kind of just like a real write-off to him. But this piece was made digitally. A lot of what I did with the ink and the oil was really unique because I was able to do it digitally and just do interesting things around there like that. Cool thing is that's my iPad right there. I'm on my iPad right now. But I think my real intention behind this was really just noting the journey and sort of finding myself in America, the Black experience, the pressures of trying to find a career, whether that's finance, the NASDAQ, or whether it's coding. Just a lot of different pieces of my identity was in this piece. I'm from Palo Alto, California. I'm a junior right now at Amherst, and I'm studying computer science and political science. And I think a lot of what happened the past couple of months, whether it was a protest or just being stuck inside alone in your thoughts, a lot of this allowed me to express those different feelings, as well as just showing a perspective of sort of like what marginalized groups will see in this country, and the promise of the promised land that we have. But I'm really happy that I was able to do this. And I think at the core of what I was expressing and sort of my journey throughout it is really your only real way you can get through it is really just embracing the fact that you are human, and you should love, and you should pray. Faith is definitely a big foundation of mine, which kind of helps me maneuver just being Black in America, a lot of the different things, and just being really faithful. And yeah, so I hope this piece was able to touch you in some type of way, and hopefully you gain something from it.
All right, thank you so much, Paul, for that. It's really inspiring to see how your work developed and grew during this really volatile time in our lives. And I'm sure a lot of us can relate to like those feelings while being in quarantine. I just wanted to show you guys that the artwork is actually in display in the Mead Museum for those who are on campus. So all students who are on campus and are available to come and view it can come and see it. And it's really impressive. Just the size and to see it like in real life, it's pretty amazing. So I'd encourage all of you on campus to come and give it a viewing and see it more closely and in more detail. All right, so next we have Ashanti Adams, class of 2024. Very impressive, so she's a freshman. And she'll be showcasing her piece and her painting called Medusa, which is inspired by Greek mythology. And she'll elaborate on how the ethos of Medusa relates to the state of Black women today and her thought process on creating this piece.
Hey, Melody and Eve. Can you introduce Delina next?
Yeah, that's totally fine. Okay, so we'll come back, but for Delina, I'm really excited about introducing this next person. She is a unique person at this festival in that she's an artist, but also a curator. And I think that's really what makes her special and this presentation extra exciting. She's someone who's always been really dedicated to the craft, and especially at Amherst has been really vocal about the importance and the representation of Black artists on our campus. And I think that what she's about to speak to next is really a demonstration of everything that she's been advocating for, especially in really as it relates to art. So I'm really excited to introduce Delina and have her talk a little bit more about what she's come to showcase tonight.
Hi, everyone. I'm Delina. I'm a senior art history major and also curator of the Living Room exhibition, which is on view at the Mead right now. Before I start, I really want to give shout outs to some people who made this possible, in particular Zoe Akoto, Gussie Weiss, and Olivia Fayal, who really helped me put this together quickly, as well as the rest of the Mead staff who were instrumental in getting this up in time for this festival. My main goals for the show were really to create a space where Black people can feel at home in the museum, as well as a space to hold museums accountable for the ways they represent Black people. So the whole process started in spring 2019 when I curated a small showing of works from the Mead's collection for Black Alumni Weekend. And I included a mixture of Black artists and white artists who were depicting Black subjects. And a lot of the conversations that I found were happening were about how artists use their lens and their experience to inform how they depict people. Danielle is showing the gallery right now, so we'll do a little pan of the show. So I just was really thinking about those conversations and how people responded to who the artist was. So when I was invited to come curate this show, I really wanted to focus on how Black artists depicted Black subjects and give them life and three-dimensionality in this space of the living room. So the gallery is actually set up a little to look like a living room. In the back there, you can see a chair, and there's a television playing theme songs from different Black sitcoms. So there's a sense of familiarity once you walk into the space, and that's really what I wanted to get at, that people could feel at home. I was taking that very literally. And the theme for the show was really inspired by these photographs that I found when I was going through the collection by this artist named James Van Der Zee. You can see them on the screen right now. And they just really reminded me of family photos. He was a really prominent artist during the Harlem Renaissance and was documenting Black life in Harlem. So I just really loved this idea of these family photos being arranged in the gallery and reminding people of a home, and the rest of the show kind of sprang from that. And I really like the idea of the living room and gallery being parallel spaces because you're curating the art that goes into your home. And though it's completely different in a museum because museums are public spaces and your home is a private space, I think curators really reveal themselves intentionally or not intentionally through their curation. And I really wanted to talk about how when you don't have Black voices in the museum, then you're at the mercy of whoever is curating those works. And there's just an empathy that you have as a Black artist or a Black curator just by living life as a Black person that isn't always there for non-Black artists. So if you're on campus, please check it out. It'll be up until July, in the middle of July, I think it comes down. And thank you.
Yes, Delina. It is so exciting in person. I definitely recommend coming to see it. I felt like I was like famous just by association, honestly. Seeing it printed on the wall, it feels different in person. So super impressive. Thank you for telling us a little bit more about what inspired your curation. So we're going to circle back, circle forward is what I meant. And we're going to circle right forward into the next incredible performance that Melody's going to introduce a bit.
All right, so it is my pleasure to introduce the next performance. It is a performance from Dance and Step at Amherst College, DeSAC. I myself am a member, and this piece was choreographed by Michael Gibson, the amazing Michael Gibson. And it was performed by Danielle Reed, Michael Gibson, and Isabel Geneve. And this piece is really representative of the ideology of DeSAC, which is to really highlight and center Black dance styles in all spaces and in all forms. So I'm going to turn it over to the dancers so that they can tell you a bit about the piece, and I'm really excited for this one, so I hope you guys are too.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michael Gibson. I'm a senior political science and art history major here representing Dance and Step at Amherst College, or DeSAC as Melody introduced. DeSAC is a predominantly hip hop dance group on campus and within the 5 colleges as well. Like today's event, DeSAC was founded in 2000 by Black alum Jocelyn Good, class of 2003, to create a space on Amherst campus for Black and other students to spotlight and engage with forms of contemporary Black dance. This spring, we actually celebrate DeSAC's 20th anniversary and hope that many of you join us for our showcase come May. So today, Danielle and Isabel are joining me in representing DeSAC through our work as dancers and as well as co-choreographers. The piece we'll be sharing entitled Love Me for Life by Brockhampton of the same name, song of the same name, was initially shown at DeSAC's Fall 2020 show this past December. In essence, the dynamic range of this song served as the framework for our collaboration last semester and really lent itself to fluid, hard-hitting, crumping-esque, and step movements for us to explore. So before sharing our performance, I will pass it to Danielle and Isabel for some brief comments if they would like to share.
Hello, everyone. I'm Danielle. Michael gave a wonderful introduction. I just want to also add that I just had such a pleasure working with Izzy and Michael. And we have another trio coming up soon, so we're working on this semester, which will be really, really fun. We always have a really great time just laughing and goofing around during our rehearsal time. So yeah, just really love them and looking forward to working with them further. Izzy?
And piggy offing that, I've also really loved my time in DeSAC, and especially as an incoming freshman, having Michael and Danielle as juniors and now seniors to just like give me guidance and just, you know, be really great Black role models through my life has also been really pivotal in my Amherst experience, and also getting a taste of their choreographic process and their creative process has also been a really important time in my Amherst career. So very grateful for them.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully it works. Okay, are people seeing it? Can I get a verbal? Yes.
Yes.
All right, awesome.
What I gotta do, keep it real with you. Stuck inside my truth, spinning on my loop, diamond on my tool, with my brother Lou. When I spit, let it hit a W. Couple rainbows, my little halo. Think it's J-Lo, bro, don't say so. Homie, don't play, no. Taking my day slow, taking my rate though. Talking to angels. Anyways, gotta go. Disregard what I say. Grain of salt, sprinkle some over the shoulder. Ay. Lucky strike, thought the list. Don't push me, K. Sensitive, abrasive, stab you in the face. Where did I go? Where do we go? How do we grow? How should I know? Feel responsible, intolerable. Displaced, insane. Put some more, put some more, put some more. Shut up and set it off. I just made a deposit. CDG in my closet. Boo ain't really made a fossils. Dirt on me, I'm finna blossom. Spine in your hoe from a space ain't rocket. She wanna know why my wrist so rocky. Last pass on me, photocopy. My weed at the party. Shoot me a sheriff for Trayvon Martin, King Ali, and Bobby Marley. Dirt on me, I'm finna blossom. Dirt on me, I'm finna blossom. You know. I wish you'd love me for life, love me for life, love me for life. Wish you would. I wish you'd love me for life, love me for life, love me for life. Love me for life, 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 love me for life.
Wow. I've seen the performance so many times. Every time I get just as hyped. You guys are incredible. It's amazing to watch. I can't believe you just did that. Anyway, I'm so impressed, and I'm gonna pass it off because we're gonna reintroduce our next artist.
All right, so unfortunately there was a fire drill going on, so Ashanti was a bit preoccupied, but now I hear that she's here on the Zoom, and so we would like to introduce her. Again, she's a freshman who will be showcasing her painting of Medusa, which is behind us right now, and it's inspired by Greek mythology, and I'm going to give her some time to elaborate on how the ethos of Medusa relates to the state of Black women today, and her creative thought process throughout this piece.
Okay, hi. Let me share my screen. Okay, so this is my painting called Medusa, and there were a couple of versions of her story. But I chose to focus on the one in which she was given her snake hair to her as a gift of protection by Athena to protect her from men. So this painting explores the intersection between femininity and Blackness, which I felt was really important. It's a really good message. I made her Black to represent or highlight Black issues that Black women face regarding sexuality and like sexual experience and sexual freedom. Because to me, there's a difference between Medusa being white and Medusa being Black. I feel like there's an extra needed protection against or from men for Black women, for things like victim blaming and lack of sexual freedom. I feel like those plague the Black community a lot. And yeah, I wanted to express that in something that I painted. I wanted to be a voice for something like that. And just personally, this means a lot to me because this is the longest I've ever taken on a painting. This took like 12 to 14 hours. And I usually paint for other people, like gifts and things like that. But this is mine, which is a lot to me. This is my own thing and I keep it in my room. Well, now it's in the Mead, but yeah, so this is really special to me. Thank you for waiting for me, by the way. Poorly timed fire drill, but yeah, I hope you like it.
Thank you so much, Ashanti. That was well worth the wait. The details in that are incredible. I remember you said something like 12 hours. 12 hours is an insane amount of time to spend on a piece, but also is a reminder of how much work and dedication you're putting into your craft. And we can really, really see that. So I'm so impressed. Our next artist is Kendall Green, who is another student I had in Summerbridge, and I'm extra proud just to see her come onto campus and already be sharing your work in such an amazing way. Your photographs are incredible, and I can't wait to hear a little bit more about your creative process and really what went into your work that you're showcasing tonight.
Great, awesome. So I'll just talk about my work first. Hi, I'm Kendall Green, and I'm going to be presenting 2 images that I took during my Art Can Help course last semester, taught by Professors Kimball and Levine. And it was a course that focused on photography and videography as a tool to help during these times of collective uncertainty. So I can share my screen. All right, sweet. So here's the first image, and I would say that most of my work is influenced by my friendships and my relationship to whatever environment I'm in, and my friends' relationships to the environments we're in together. Oh yeah, you can see them right there hanging up. This image, I would say, encapsulates how I spent a lot of time last semester. This is my friend Ayo with their favorite tree, and we spent most of our weekends in the woods together when the sun was out because we weren't allowed to go into one another's dorms for a while because I was on campus. So being outside was the best way for us to hang out distanced. And this next image I'm showing, this is of my friend Nivea at the top of the farm. And they decided to flip upside down as the sun was setting because they realized that it looked like sunrise from that perspective. Here's both of the images together. Both of these images I shot on a medium format camera using film. So I had to develop, process, and scan all of the images myself. And I really liked that I could have this process to immerse myself in while being in a new environment that was kind of overwhelming at first. And I would say that a lot of my work is heavily influenced by another course I was taking last semester at the same time called Black on Earth, taught by Professor Cobham Sander. And the course focused on the relationships that Black people have and have had to the natural world from a literary and poetic perspective. And from that class, I really began to understand how we could never truly be separated from the natural world because we are a part of it. And it's really important to me that I documented how my friends and I were connecting to our new surroundings and establishing relationships to the ecosystems we spent most of our time in. And I'm really looking forward to continuing to shoot now that we're in a new semester and the seasons have changed. Yeah, thank you so much.
Wow, I was impressed, and I know that you guys were impressed too. Thank you so much, Kendall. That was amazing. I think it's brilliant how well you were able to capture the vibrancy of the colors and the detail of the emotion expressed by the models. As you can see, they're here in the meet. So again, if you're an on-campus student, please do come check them out. They're amazing to witness in person. They were good looking on a camera as well, but even better looking in person. So do come check them out if you can. So next, we're gonna have a performing arts piece by Abadai Zaboy. She'll be sharing with us a dance performance that focuses on expressing her intersectionality and her different, that focuses on expressing her intersectionality in her culture and in her womanhood.
Okay, wait, I'm here. Okay. Hello, I'm Abadai. So I'm gonna speak a little bit about my piece before I present it. So Breathe, Touch, Feel, Release is a very personal piece of me. I describe it as a self-portrait and a love poem that is drawn and written with my movement. And through dance, I command space for the world to see me and to see all of me. So in this piece, you'll watch me breathe and be alive in my body, watch me touch and contact my inner self and my surroundings, watch me release all my burdens and grievances and just feel every part of myself. And by I just allow myself to be vulnerable and to be free. And I dance to the song Amor Amor. I'm just learning French, so if I say that wrong, I'm sorry. Which was is by Les Nubians, a French song about love and the obstacles that come with it. One of my greatest inspirations for this piece was Alvin Ailey, specifically his work Cry, which was danced by Judith Jamison. And that solo piece is a dedication to Alvin Ailey's mother and Black woman in his life. So like Jamison, I wear white, which is a color that represents purity and spirituality and clarity. And though I choreographed and performed this piece 2 years ago, April 2019, I was a junior back then, it still holds so much weight in my heart today. And it's very personal. I'm still nervous to present it because it's very revealing, exposing. But at the same time, like I said, my dance is Black, my dance is woman, and my dance is me. And it is very important to me. So I'm gonna present to you, oh gosh, this, I'm so sorry. There we go. Yes, here it goes. Does everybody see well? Okay, this is, did I share? I just want to make sure everything is good. Okay, I hope if I optimize the screen share, does that mean like you could hear the video, right? Is that okay? I'm gonna share, and if anything's wrong, I'm gonna stop talking now. Okay. Here. Yeah, so there it is. I'm sorry, I'm like an emotional mess right now. But yeah. Okay.
What? I feel like it's rare that you feel every single second in the way that we just did, but I hope you're looking at the chat because everyone's yeah, and rightly so. That was incredible. I feel like that performance is really emblematic of why we're here, to see that vulnerability, to see that passion, and like you said, to really see that Black womanhood just embraced in such a beautiful, beautiful way is something that I don't think any of us will forget. That was absolutely incredible. I'm proud of you. I barely even know you, but I'm so excited for you. Okay, so the last performance of the night, I can't believe we're already here. Everyone's been amazing. And last but not least, for sure, is Rebecca, Sterling, and Maya, the Black Ties, and they're performing Kirk Franklin's Imagine Me. So we'll be taking to church, obviously. Even in the midst of the pandemic, I think it's beautiful that these Black students are able to come together, sing beautifully, and really celebrate artistry in this way. I also think it highlights kind of the way that digital art is happening and can still happen in a lot of different ways, not just visually, but also in this form. So I can't wait to hear a little bit more about how they came together as a group and to watch their amazing performance.
Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca Iwa. I'm a sophomore currently. I'm pre-med as well, and I'm a bio and English major. I'm one of the members of Black Tie. We're an a cappella group on this campus. It was created by Maya Roberts, Sterling Key, and me. We're currently all in separate different a cappella groups, and we would never have like any time to sing together. And we just love to sing together. We would love to like create together. So before the pandemic hit and we all had to like go back to our homes, we would just sing together. Like we would make arrangements together and we would like sing in King or like wherever, you know, because like we just love the community of singing with like each other. So one night, kind of on a whim, we decided to kind of like bring Black Tie from campus to our homes. And we decided to create something together online. And we decided to create this piece first. It's an arrangement of Imagine Me by Kirk Franklin. It was originally done by Tone 6. We made this a couple months ago. And we just want to share a bit of Black Ties with all of you guys. So before playing it, a little shameless promo. On Instagram, you can contact us at AC Black Tie and follow us for more content coming soon. Okay, I'm going to share it now.
Hope you guys enjoy.
Can everyone see? Yeah.
I don't think you're sharing your screen.
Oh, okay. Let me try that one more time. Let's see, share screen. Second, technical difficulties. Is it playing or no? No. Being free, trust you, totally. Can you guys? It's not sharing either. 1 second.
So we heard the what's it called? The audio.
Imagine me being free, trust you totally. Finally, I can imagine me. I admit it was hard to see you being in love with someone like me. Finally, I can imagine me.
Thank you guys.
So much. Please, again, our Instagram is AC Black Tie, so we'll be posting more at some point. So please do follow us.
That was so amazing. I felt like a Sunday morning. I felt like I went to church. I hope you guys felt the same. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Becca. And thank you, Sterling. I think that's a great place to just end right now. And so with that, we have come to the end of the 4th annual Black Art Matters Festival. Just a little round of applause in the chat. Put a little round of applause emoji up. That was amazing. We had some beautiful performances, some amazing art pieces. We had photography, and I think it really showcases the diversity of Black art, not just in Amherst College, but like in the Black community in general. We're so grateful that we could share this experience of showcasing and highlighting Black art at Amherst. We continue to be amazed at the talent that we have. And we also want to remind you, if you were curious and wanted more insight from our student artists, then please feel free to contact Zoe or any of the other organizers and to get their information and to connect and share experiences with them. For on-campus students, please note that the art showcase will be open in the Mead Art Museum until April 18th. And there will be a recording of this available, so all those who weren't able to be on campus, they'll be able to also experience it. I would really encourage you guys to come check it out. It's amazing to see in person. And I'm going to turn it over to Eve, and she's going to give us our little final remarks. Yeah, we're going to put our little light on.
Really, Melody got it all, but we just wanted to say thank you again. I think we also just wanted to end on highlighting the importance of this festival again. I think nowadays more than ever, we're seeing representation of Black people in violent and sometimes, really sad ways. So I think celebrating all the artistry that we have in our community and also encouraging more and more people to become a part of this festival that just celebrates all the amazing and hard work of some of our students on campus is something that's really important. The last thing is just to reiterate, reach out to these artists, celebrate them, reward them. And we have in-depth profiles on the Mead Art Museum Instagram page at Mead Art Museum. It's also going to be in the chat, so you can reach out to them via that if you don't want to do it in the chat right now. But we're just really, really proud of everyone who performed tonight, and I'm so glad to be a part of this event in any capacity. Yay. And to Zoe, the queen behind this all, the vision, the leader.
Our leader. All right. Thank you all for coming so much. We really hope you enjoyed the festival. And yes, reiterate everything they just said. Definitely stay tuned to these artists. Check out more about them on the Mead website, soon to come, and also on their Instagram page at this very moment at Mead Art Museum. Yeah, that's definitely all I have. So thank you again.